Good evening, Year 4 parents. Welcome to our information slide show. For our three teachers' names are Helen Beale, Michelle Martin and Kendall Pearce. We have PLT once a fortnight and usually Kylie McPherson, Tanya Roberts and Jess Cleary or Jude Blanche will be our replacement teachers on this Wednesday.
We've just got some general organisation that we wanted to talk you through. Our school gates now don't open until 8:10 in the morning as we can't offer any supervision before this time. So we're just asking that if you need to start work early, you might want to look into the before school care options that are now available through Esteem Kids. Otherwise, at 8:10, your children will come in and be supervised for play before school. At 8:45, the students are actually in the classroom ready to begin their learning. So we ask that you make sure that you have your children here just prior to that so that they, can start the day with the rest of us. Our first break is from 10:45 till 11:20, and our second break is from 12:50 until 1:25 in the afternoon. Our home time bell goes at 2:55 p.m. And we're asking that you try and make appointments outside this time for your child, if possible, for the dentist and things like that, just so they don't miss out on any of their wonderful learning events that we've got this year. And our school rule is still no hat, no play. We're having a huge problem with Year 4 at the moment. They think that as long as they're under shade, they're allowed to play anywhere. And we just wanted to reinforce that the rule is no hat, no play. So they'll be asked to stay only in the undercroft if they don't have a hat on. So please support us with that and make sure they've got a hat to wear.
Our sports uniform is worn Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Our sports day is usually on a Monday, unless otherwise communicated in the newsletter or via Compass. Our library day is every Tuesday. We ask that your child remembers to bring their library bag on a Tuesday, and we encourage them to borrow regularly. The library replaces our home readers, and we now have the children independently selecting readers appropriate to them throughout the library.
Birthday celebrations. These are acknowledged in our classes, and we either have 29 or 30 students per class. If you're sending in a birthday cake for your child to share, please send in patty cakes or lollipops or Freddo frogs or icy poles that are individually wrapped, as this is easier to distribute and more COVID friendly. Lunch orders are available through Quicker. Best to order online, that way Mrs. Harding has their orders. It is a cashless canteen, although she's trialling a cash coin buying treats on a Tuesday at the moment.
Our school puts out a newsletter each Thursday. It's a very useful communication tool. You'll need to send your email to the office if you don't receive that already. We try and not double up on information. So our communication note will have some of the dates for the diary, but all of the details that you need are covered in the newsletter. So please make sure that that's something that you're receiving each Thursday and having a good read of.
Communication between home and school is very important for the Year 4 teachers and for your child. We ask that you email or send a note in if there's any change to routine, any change to uniform, or just to let us know about something. Please check Compass regularly in notes and events, and all communication will be sent via Compass from Year 4 teachers. Absentees are also accepted via Compass and need to be submitted within a week of the absence.
Our Term 1 key learning areas, just to give you an idea of what we're doing. During English, we're doing Fantastic Mr. Fox, and we're looking at different perspectives of how people feel about foxes. We'll do various writing types, description, narrative and information reports. Maths topics change each week. as well as doing a times table focus. You may have noticed that we're up to 5 times tables, being week 5. Religion, we cover 2 units, living the law of love, which is based around the 10 commandments, and then we move into Lent, a time to make choices. For history this term, we're doing early explorers, particularly the sea explorers related to Australian discovery. Science, paddock to plate. Health and movement skills, various invasion games, for example, hockey. And we're doing a lot of talking about feelings during health. Visual arts is connected to our other subject areas. In term 4, all going well, we hope to visit the First Fleet Park in Wallabada, which is connected to our history unit. I'll let you know more about that in term 4. It will be just a day trip. We will bus down, bus back, and we'll take lunch with us. It's usually a very nice day.
The good old pen license. We are very excited and we've already started our journey on working towards the children in Year 4 receiving their pen license. So we're going to try and get 10 ticks or marks against our name for each time your child's teacher notices an exceptional piece of work. We ask that the children don't hound us about this. We like to surprise them and say, oh, that's really great work, rather than them telling us what is good work. So once you get your 10 points, you'll get your pen license. We generally hope to have this happening sort of by mid-year so that they still have half a year to practice with their pen as well. And in Year 4, as you can imagine, the presentation of bookwork is a really large area for us.
The VCOP program, as part of the literacy program across the school, we implement the VCOP strategies, and part of the VCOP program is a home chat which supports the children when they do a big write. The big write is a writing task that it has a stimulus topic, and we ask that when it's sent home that you have a chat with your child. You don't need to write anything down, it's just a discussion to help prepare them for their writing task the following day or that week.
Reading, a very important part of Year 4. We're aiming to create balanced readers, which means that they can decode, they have good fluency in phrasing, as well as comprehension. So they understand literal, inferential questions and can respond appropriately. We have been listening to all the children read. We can see that those children who read aloud at home are developing their fluency skills beautifully. We ask that you also ask your child some questions after they have read to you, because this is a very important part of them understanding what they have read.
Home revision. So in Year 4 and across our school, we have no compulsory structured homework. We do ask that the children do select something to read for leisure each week. We would like that to be out aloud to a parent or an older sibling so that they can, develop their fluency. We also ask that they do practice their multiplication facts, their timetable facts. And if you'd like to, you can look over your spelling. We send home our communication sheet each Friday, and we try and include any messages that are relevant to Year 4 or maybe are able to give you a heads up about things that are coming up in the near future. We also try and put this each week on Facebook or on Compass, just so you don't miss anything, because we know sometimes it doesn't quite come home.
While we don't have any compulsory homework, we do have a speech at the end of each term. The first 3 speeches, so term 1, 2 and 3, will be prepared at home, and the children will then give their speech in front of their own home class and during the last 2 weeks of each term. The 4th speech will be prepared and given at school. But we ask for your support for the first 3.
We know some children find that very difficult and they become nervous, and we do set up structures to help them feel more comfortable and confident when they have to present. So, you know, it's a really great skill for the kids to have.
The Living Well Learning Well framework supports children in our Catholic schools in our diocese. Our three rules are: I am safe, I am valued, respected and cared for, and I am a learner. We've already started working with the children throughout the last few weeks, discussing what it looks like to follow these rules and how they feel when they follow these rules, and how to report if one of these rules has not been followed.
Uniform. We have high expectations on the way that students are dressed in their uniform each day, with the correct socks, correct school shoes, no jewellery, or very minimal, very plain jewellery, no nail polish, girls green hair ribbons, bows, or a scrunchie. If the uniform is a concern, Mr. Cleary will send home a uniform note.
Just some helpful hints as we start to wrap up. Something that you need to be aware of is that for our growth and development this year, we start to talk about the changes to the body, and that includes puberty. So lucky for you guys, we're going to tackle that one for you at school, but we actually ask that you do support us. If you could start having some of those conversations. We are noticing that some children are perhaps developing a little more quickly than others. We tend to talk about this towards the end of the year, and that's just because they're still really quite young at the start of the year, and we feel that they're not quite ready to talk about those changes that are going to happen. We ask that people tie up their hair if it's touching their collar. It's just to help with head lice, and it also keeps your children looking neat and tidy. We think it's really important that you read and pray with your child regularly. We, this year in Year 4, are trying really hard to, as we say, fill buckets. We're praising as much as we're able to, so that your children want to try new things and they understand that everything that they're doing that's good is being recognised as well. If you could check in regularly with your child about their pens, pencils, scissors, glue, just their school supplies, to make sure that they've still got enough. That's stuff that we use every day, and it's very difficult if your child doesn't have those belongings to use. And we're also, by Year 4, as I'm sure you already know, we're encouraging the students to be responsible for their own belongings. So, you know, if your child's missing something, if your first point of call could be to ask them to go and locate it, or, you know, could you ask Mrs. Pearce for a new netball note? We can't find ours. And then if that's not working, please feel free to email us and we'll sort that out for you.
Thank you for taking the time to read through our slides and to listen to us discuss them. If you've got any questions, or if there's anything else that you would like to know, please join us via Zoom on Wednesday evening. There will be 2 sessions available, one at 6 p.m. and one at 6:30 p.m. If you have a specific question about your child, you can always email your child's teacher and that will be answered independently.
We're really looking forward to the year ahead. We've absolutely loved the start of year with your children. And we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday evening if you're available. We hope you have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.